Get the meeting going. Got it. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Paternak. I'm the chair of the Aging Committee. Welcome to our December monthly meeting. We'll start with just a roll call of members. Sylvia Alexander.
Here.
Excellent. Hi, Sylvia. Margaret Della.
Here.
Hi, Margaret. Lisa Daub.
Here.
Hi, Lisa. Marvin Goodman. We know Marvin is not going to be making it today. Rita Poctorlo. Rita is not here. And Karen Pesci is not here as well. Okay. So we've got our attendance done right now. I'd like to also introduce Josue Melendez. Josue, would you like to just introduce yourself and just give us your title and agency?
Sure, not a problem. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Josue Melendez. I'm the Bronx Government Affairs Officer for the New York City Department for the Aging. I actually recognize, I believe, a few of you. I think I've spoken to this committee a couple of times in the past, actually. So good to see you all again, and hope everyone's having a good day.
Excellent. Thank you for attending, Josue. And Jeanette Reed.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm a colleague of Josue's. I'm a job developer with the Senior Employment Services Unit for the Department for the Aging. And I'm glad that I am on the agenda for this evening's meeting. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. We can go right into, your presentation if you'd like, Jeanette, if you're ready. I know it's a little bit rushed, or if you need a few minutes, we can come back to you. It's up to you.
No, I have, what, a minute or how much time?
As long as you'd like. You have the floor.
No way, really?
As long as you would like.
Okay.
Say hello to some of our other friends on the meeting.
Yes,
that's fine. Go.
And
So
we'll
go
I'm
around.
sorry, Dan. If Miss Reed is going to share screen or if she's doing like a PowerPoint, then we just have to make her co-host.
Well, we can just do share screen, no?
Do we have the presentation?
I have a share screen.
I was going to. It's very short. It's short.
It's okay.
Whenever you let me know.
We'll work it out.
So, okay, so you can make her co-host then so that she can share it. It's up to you.
Excellent. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
why don't we're just going to go around. We're going to hit if some of the providers can introduce themselves, we'll go around the call. There's enough folks on the call. So let me just go from like the top of my screen here. Julie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Dalton, Executive Director of RSS, Riverdale Senior Services. Great to see everybody. And I don't want it to ever snow, so that's why my background is Wave Hill in the springtime.
All right. Okay. Barbara, would you like to introduce yourself? I'm just going to go from my screen. You're on mute, Barbara.
I'm Barbara Kale. I am an associate professor, almost retired at Fordham, the School of Social Work, and I am currently doing some work with Age Equity Alliance, whose mission is to help businesses and NGOs who would like to make their places of work more age equitable.
Okay.
I live in the Bronx.
Excellent. Miriam, you're next on my screen.
I'm a Riverdale resident. My name is Miriam Arabner. I'm an outreach coordinator and cultural sensitivity liaison for MJHS, hospice, and palliative care.
Excellent. And next under you're on mute. Would you like that? Oh.
I think, yeah, Andrea.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't have my name on there. I apologize. I was just about to put my name on. It's Andrea Cassidy. Hi, how are you? From RSS, Riverdale Senior Services. Hi, everybody. Nice to see everybody. I'm the Deputy Director at RSS.
I'm sorry, I keep muting myself and doing that. And Mariel, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maria de la Cruz. I'm the Bronx Borough Director for City Controller Scott Stringer.
Excellent. Thank you, Mariel. And Lee, I see you up top. You haven't introduced yourself yet. Would you like to say hello to everyone?
I'm Lee Chung. I'm a resident of Riverdale and a member of RSS and also on the committee called Social Action Committee. And I'm actually interested, and Dan knows about this, about getting a traffic light at Kapok and Johnson Avenue, to be discussed later.
Yep. Okay, and Jeanette, we're back to you.
Okay, so yeah, if I could share my screen, or you could share your screen.
Yeah, let me, I'm gonna do it this way, and if it doesn't work, then we'll do it a different way. You
Or I'll
should be
just-
able to share your screen right now.
Or I could just, okay.
And if you
Um,
can't, then I'll do it a different way. There we go.
Is that good? Okay.
Perfect.
All right, that went very smoothly. So I'm here to talk about the Department for the Aging's program called Senior Employment Services. This program is strictly for folks over the age of 55 who are unemployed and want to go back to work. We recruit folks on a rolling basis. So we are targeting people specifically in the Bronx right now. And I want to take you through the process a little bit. It's not going to take long, but I kind of want you to understand how the program works. And my main goal really is in talking to you, thinking how can I communicate to the people in the Bronx who need assistance? How do we get the word out to residents of the Bronx? So the intake process is the first step that people take. We receive an application. The intake team meet with qualified applicants for an initial assessment, and then we determine their eligibility. So they bring documents on the day of assessment, and we go through that. We determine the eligibility. We meet with them. This is very important. These are the criteria, okay? 55 years of age, residents, unemployed, and they must be of low income status. The recruitment process is really what I'm here to talk about. Okay, I'm making virtual presentations to potential applicants and outside organizations like this, but also nonprofits. I did a webinar with the patrons of the Queens Library. We folks, you know, we have just government relations staff, as this is really a moot point. We're doing this now. I meet with the workforce community partner meetings. We email our brochure out to community boards, libraries, nonprofits, and so forth. But this is not really bringing in the people because I'm not reaching them directly. That's where we're missing, you know, the direct contact. So I need to reach beyond community boards. How do I get there? I'm looking for your ideas. Who do you think I should talk to? So once people start the program, they go through a 2-week orientation. They meet with case managers, job developers. Our job is to prepare them with training and job placement services, introduce them to employers, and have them leave. It's short term. We serve populations most in need, limited English speaking, low literacy, age even up 55, 65 and older, homeless, returning citizens, fail to find employment with the help of the Workforce Career Center. And one of the highlights, they receive a stipend of $15 an hour for 15 to 20 hours a week. They use the money for transportation expenses and for interview clothing. Now, applicants can expect the undergoing initial assessment process to determine their eligibility. And as I said before, they receive computer and customer service training and job placement assistance. And we work with a network of employers to identify job openings and nonprofits that offer occupational training. Please spread the word. This is the message, free employment assistance is available to eligible Bronx residents over 55. Our main number is 212-602-6958, or people can call 311 and ask for senior employment to receive an application. And I will put my name and number in the chat box. And
We don't have we don't have a chat box on our meetings, but if you say it out loud, I will put it in the minutes, and the other folks can jot it down as well from the centers
Okay, so
or from the providers.
my name is Jeanette, JeanETTE, last name REED. And the phone number is right on the screen. That's the best number. Nick, all folks need to do is ask for an application. And Dan, can I send you a brochure? and
Absolutely.
Share with everybody else?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I've got a few, just so I can understand the process. So somebody is interested, it seems like this program is more, it's kind of training and placement. Is that kind of a good way to describe it?
Mm-hmm.
And the training is about 2 weeks, the 2-week training program?
The training is really as long as it takes for somebody to get a job. Everybody
Understood.
has different skills.
Okay.
And,
And-
the jobs are many,
Mhm.
but it's all about placing somebody in a position for which they're qualified. If the person has the skills for a job that there are plenty of jobs, that they fit, then it's going to take a shorter amount of time.
Understood. And when you were talking about the stipend that you were offering, that's during the training process?
It's for the duration of the time they're in the program. The program is funded by the State Department of Aging,
Mhm.
and it's funded by the National Council on Aging, which is part of the U.S. Department of Labor.
Okay, and where do the assessments take place?
Downtown to Lafayette Street.
Gotcha. So they must be an in-person assessment rather?
Yeah, yes, but the training center is here.
Okay. Now, as far as getting transportation down to those centers, is that on their own? Is that part of, is that like
really what
the stipend?
That's really what the stipend should cover. The stipend is really to cover transportation and maybe a snack. It's not to be used to pay bills,
Mhm.
This is a workforce program, it's not a job.
Yep. And essentially, when they do the training for whatever career it is or whatever, I guess, job set that they're looking for, that's done at the center also? They go down to the
Yeah.
center each day?
Yeah, and the job training is really about customer service and basic computers.
Okay. And the jobs that you have out there, are these private sector? Is it public sector? Is it both?
It's the jobs, the way that I could explain it is there are a lot of employers that we work with. We have a network of employers that we work with. And there, of course, are a million jobs out there for which we will pursue on behalf of our clients that we may not have a relationship with that employer. Hold on 1 second, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I should have used my headphones.
That's okay.
So sorry. all this gear we gotta use. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Excellent. So you were saying you have a number of different employers out there. I'd ask whether or not
Right.
they're a public sector or private sector.
Well, we work with all kinds of companies, nonprofit, public, private. I work with TD Bank. I work with banks. I work with a museum, American Museum of Natural History. We work at the airport.
Mhm.
We work with a lot of home health care companies because there's a lot of jobs in that arena. We work with a lot of security companies, a lot of nonprofits and food service, administrative positions,
Mhm.
school aides. So it's a very,
Yeah.
it's big, it's when you think about, the various people that come in and their various backgrounds that they have. We look at our companies and we say, oh, okay, so this particular person has banking experience. So let's refer them to TD Bank.
Okay.
And then this could be another person who has maintenance experience. We could get them a job maybe with a nonprofit or, just anywhere. It could be with anything, that's applicable to any organization really. Or maybe it's somebody that doesn't have a lot of skills, but is interested in becoming a home health aide. You have it go into a different area of work, so, or we find a job for somebody with a company that we don't know, we don't have a contact with, but we call them up and advocate for them. We introduce it's a cold calling.
Gotcha. So, and
And
these job, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and once the person leaves our program and becomes employed, they leave the program. That's it. The stipend stops. This person can't be in the program and work at the same time.
Yep. And the jobs you guys are connecting them with are predominantly full-time jobs?
Excuse me. No, I would say part-time.
Mostly part-time?
Yeah, just due to the fact that I think the pandemic has I think really curtailed the pace of a lot of businesses and so it's always really been part-time now for the most part.
Okay. Are you finding jobs out there for employees that with the ability to work from home, or more of the jobs kind of?
It's most of the jobs were from home. And what we find, because the population that we serve are lower income, that a lot of them didn't have technology or the skills to do the kind of work that was out there. So that was really difficult. And then, as things are opening up, it's become a little bit easier, but then now we have Omicron. So, and it's really, really dictated, as you can imagine, and how it's dictated all of our lives, that how things go, how things are rolling out. So, but we did invest in some technology for our participants. We trained them virtually, and we are placing people in socially distant, mostly nonprofits, but in some other arenas, even sort of school aids where they're doing some hybrid in and out of the school environment.
Gotcha.
So as I was saying,
Mhm.
the big stumbling block, I think, that I'm having is I can send out brochures and I can speak to groups. I really need to get in touch with the people. And I really would, I appreciate so much.
Yeah. Well,
Even if it's word of mouth, even if you know a family member or a neighbor, anybody.
Yep.
And if you could distribute that brochure, I'll send it to you. You might get an
Gotcha.
email from me monthly. Just hi.
No, that's wonderful. If you give me the brochure, we'll attach to this and I'll see if the board office can get it out on our social media outlets
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
that would be awesome.
I know you have some providers on here. I don't know if I'm going to open it up for questions or comments right now for anyone on the meeting. If anyone has any questions or ideas for Jeanette on how to connect with people, we'd love to hear it.
Hi, Dan. It's Andrea. Hi. I just
Hey, Andrea.
unmuted myself. So we're working in the community with low-income individuals. We can certainly spread the word. But Jeanette, you're right. The COVID-19 pandemic is still with us, and that is an issue. So, but we definitely will spread the word that way. We also could post it on our website, but I'm guessing that it could still be there, but that's difficult for people to see who do not have access to technology, but we can still post it. But we would be very happy to, as we work in the community, to spread the word.
Oh, that's
once
great.
we receive that brochure, I guess through Dan, or we can get it directly from you as well if you would like.
Yeah,
That's great. I've been doing various virtual meetings and presentations. I did a large one that the Queens Library had arranged, and there were about 40 people on that. And so that's the kind of thing, but they have a huge mechanism by which they can blast in their thousands and thousands of patrons that follow and get their newsletter and so forth. So, but yeah, things like that would be really helpful.
Jeanette, do you have like a flyer that can be posted on social media? Or is the brochure, I'm guessing the brochure is several pages? Is the brochure
and
linked?
it's a trifold, but we're getting a couple of flyers approved. Actually, they're in the pipeline. They should be finally approved very soon. So I'm just going to check on that.
Gotcha.
That's something that I was just asking about. So
Gotcha. Lisa, I see your hand is up.
Right, hi, it's a
Hey,
great program, so thank you for presenting it. I do have a question. The age group 55 to 65 often needs full-time work in order to secure medical coverage. And if your agency is only able to give part-time and that counts, they might want to hang on for a full-time job. Can they do that because they need benefits?
Yeah. Nobody gets kicked out if they can't find the job that they want.
Okay.
No, and it's not just 55 to 65. There's no age limit. That's just the minimum. When I showed you most in need, the list about most in need, it's saying that, we can't ignore the older that still want to work, the 10 years older, the folks that we really would assume don't want to work or can't work or not interested, or, that's what I meant. So there's, we have people that, older than 65 in the program, and they'll be in the program until they find work. So just don't kick them out.
Okay, so they don't have to accept any position that's offered to them necessarily.
What the way that it is it has to be a reasonable job. In other words, we're not going to assign or present a job opportunity that is 2.5 hours away, or
Right.
that you have to lift 50 pounds, or,
Mhm.
it has to be a reasonable job. And if it's a
Okay.
job that's described as something ridiculous, then, that's where we make those negotiations so the employer can accommodate. And I'm really not talking geographically at this particular example, but, in terms of physical requirements. So,
Okay, thank you.
No, it's an excellent question, Lisa, but, and to clarify, Jeanette, one of those reasons for not accepting a job would be if they don't offer benefits like healthcare?
oh, yeah. No, you can't put, no, we can't put somebody in that sort of position. We can never do that.
Okay,
No.
excellent.
No.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
Andrea, is your hand up again now, or was it up
Yeah,
before?
yes,
Oh,
I do have a question for Jeanette. Jeanette, you had mentioned who you're getting your job postings from. Do you get them from the older adult centers as well?
Job postings from,
Or-
I'm not
Well,
sure.
of the jobs that are being offered to people, do you have those, are older adult centers some of your places where you are getting job postings from?
Well, the interesting thing is that, our program, part of the program, some of the participants get assigned to older adult centers and other, some of the government agencies. So sometimes those centers hire our people, but we look for jobs everywhere, and they're no exception.
Okay, so it's possible that if an older adult center had a job, a posting that that could be part of what you would use as a job to send a person to for an
Oh,
interview.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, thank
definitely.
you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we do, we work with a network of, oh my God, I don't know, 60 different older adult centers. So, and who are we working with? We work with Millennium Development. My colleague is working with Catholic Charities, one or two of their locations. That's just like right now. I mean, we work with all over the 5 boroughs. So,
Okay, yeah, because yes, thank you. And just to pull to get this stream going a little further, because we are an older adult center in the Bronx, and
which one are
from
you? I'm sorry. Where are you from?
We're from the Bronx, and right, we're neighbors all here. We're in Riverdale in the Bronx.
Oh, which center?
It's RSS Riverdale Senior Services.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When we introduced ourselves
No.
as RSS, that's our.
And you do it.
But we are RSS Riverdale Senior.
Yeah,
Center.
I've heard of you. Yeah.
Yeah, so from time to time we do have jobs, and that's why I asked that question.
All right.
Okay.
I'll look at
So
the website.
Thank
we
you.
definitely need to connect you guys. And Jeanette, what I'll do is it okay for me to forward your email, Jeanette, over to Julie and Andrea at RSS?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So what I'll do is I'll just connect you guys on an email so that way you're there. And I'm just trying to see.
And that would be great
Okay.
because Jeanette, this is Julie from Riverdale Senior Services. If you can send us even just a blurb, we do a weekly e-newsletter and it goes out to a lot of people and it gets a lot of traction. So we're happy to include it in our weekly e-news.
Okay.
Yep, that's them.
Oh, wait. But I'm paying
Yeah.
attention. But I'm really paying attention.
Dan, would you share that with
Yep.
all of the senior centers that usually participate in this?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What I'd like to do, Lisa, is if I can, is get it out on our website, on our social
Yeah.
media. But once I get the brochure, Jeanette, if you could email that to me.
Mhm.
and whatever contact info you want me to, like, I'll connect you with our providers here on an
Mhm.
email to connect you.
Okay.
And then however else that we can get the word out.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, any other questions for Jeanette or comments or ideas? Okay, all right, well, Jeanette, thank you so much. We do appreciate you
Thank
showing
you.
up and sharing the information with us.
Thank you so
Um,
much, and your questions and your interest and really,
And it-
I feel good.
if you have a flyer that you have approved to put on social media, not only can I do it on our board one, but I can go on Facebook and in my individual capacity, put it on some of the bigger Riverdale pages as well,
Okay,
and kind of spread the word that way, if you have an approved flyer.
okay. I shall
Okay.
do that. All righty. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Have a
And
great evening.
we're going to continue a little bit more if you want to listen to some stuff going on around here, but thank you so much, Jeanette. We do appreciate it.
Okay. Maybe I will listen a little bit, see how you're
Okay.
doing. Okay.
Okay. Well, again, thank you, Jeanette. We do appreciate that. We're going to go now to some updates from our service providers. Julie, do you want to start? I have you on the left of my screen right now.
Sure. Take a deep breath. There's so much going on. We just recently, we're just very close to completing negotiations with the Department for the Aging for our new older adult center contract. So fingers crossed. So
Good luck.
that's, hopefully we're going to finalize that within the next week or so. As most of you know, we are open for on-site activities at our center at 25% capacity. Plus, we have a very robust calendar of online programs. We just got word that for next year, 2022, we got some grant funding to do a comprehensive chronic disease management health education program that Andrea is spearheading. So you'll be hearing more about that in the months to come. I think, our challenge is COVID. I mean, that's really definitely our challenge. I think DFDA has recently issued some guidance to allow providers who are interested to increase their capacity by inquiring about vaccination status, but at the same time, we can't deny services to anyone. So we have not proceeded with that at this point, but what it means is that if you offer a particular program to vaccinated clients, you must offer the same program to unvaccinated clients, but in a different room. So it brings up a lot of challenges in terms of space. Andrea shaking her head. Our big concern about, and this guidance just came out a couple of weeks ago. So our concern is to create a sense of stigma or two cohorts. Because if you do that, and one, we don't have the most flexible space, but if you do that, people will know, oh, that group over there is not vaccinated. I don't want to be anywhere near them. So there's a lot of issues. So that's why we haven't opted in to do that yet. We're looking at putting together a fair and equitable plan, but under no circumstances can we mandate a vaccine for an older adult, nor can we deny an older adult access or services. So that's, as somebody on our team said, when this new guidance came out from DFDA, it was as clear as mud. So that's all I'll say. But it gives us a lot to think about. So we are doing our best to serve everyone on site at 25% capacity and of course virtually. With limited resources, right, Andrea?
Yes, exactly. rssny.org. You can go on and look at all of the programs that
Yes.
Julie is talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Well, thank you, Julie. We appreciate that. Andrea, is your hand up again? Or from before?
You're
So you have
muted,
to-
Let me take it down. I'm taking it down
It's
now.
okay. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, Miriam, did you want to give us an update?
I have trouble with the connection. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, we are functioning fully. Everything is working despite COVID restrictions. We have very nice programs for veterans, the Vet to Vet Cafe, where everybody is invited to gather information about benefits and to socialize with other veterans of all theaters and all age groups. So the next one is on the 15th on Zoom. And we are also offering many community-based Zoom programs, mostly in 4 parts about advanced directives, having difficult conversations, and the difference between hospice and palliative care, the entitlements. And the 4th one is the most beautiful one. It's about legacy building projects where we give ideas and let people be creative so that they can leave something for the people who will survive them.
Okay,
So that's for us.
great. Well, thank you, Miriam. I don't think Sharon is with us today. Am I missing anyone else here? I think we're okay on all the providers. Okay, that's great. So I'm going to go into outstanding or new business right now. Lee, I know you have new business, so why don't we start with you, and then we'll make our way around.
Okay, thank you. This is an issue that occurred sadly on early September. I don't know if many of you, I'm sure everyone heard about this and read it in the Riverdale Press about Ruth Mullen, who was, I believe, 68 or 70, and she lived at 2600 Johnson, who was killed by an MTA bus at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Capock Street. And what the Social Action Committee of RSS wants to do is to expedite getting a traffic light there. What they have done, DOT, is put what they call calmers, which if anyone has passed by it, either walking or driving, they do absolutely nothing. You don't even feel it when you go over it, and you're not supposed to go over it because you're supposed to be on one side or the other of it. But in any case, we had a meeting last month and some of the people were familiar with how long it took to get the one at Netherland and Capock. And some people said it took many years, and someone said that it took at least 3 fatalities for DOT to approve such a thing. What I can't comprehend is that the traffic that passes through Capock and Netherland either is going south past Johnson and Capock or coming north from Johnson and Capock to Netherland. So if they put a traffic light at Netherland and Capock, why didn't they follow through and put a traffic light at the other corner where the traffic is coming from, which is actually worse because it's more residential. So there are people, there are seniors that pass by, there are children, young children, there are mothers with carriages. So I was just hoping that maybe you could give your experience, then both being on transportation and now seniors, how to expedite, and other members of the community, Lisa, et cetera, who can tell us how to expedite this, both with the DOT. I know it's the timing sucks because it's the new mayor's coming in January. There's going to be a new DOT commissioner. There's a new borough president coming in, you know, Vanessa. And so things may be on hold, but can you at least help us figure out how
and I'm not
moving?
Yeah. So the traffic committee, I think about, or I should say the board last month approved a resolution, I think, for a traffic light at this location. So the board, I think, has already worked on this. I think traffic passed the resolution in September, and I believe Deb brought it, was it September or October? I think she's already brought a resolution to the board, which passed to get a traffic light at this location.
Now, what's the
but
next
now it's
step?
just the next step is following up with DOT. Which and your elected and the elected officials, right? Because the elected officials are going to have more sway than, say, the community board.
Now, when you say elected officials, Dan, what level? City, state?
I would go all level, you know, quite frankly. I mean, the truth is, while it's a city issue, it's a city traffic light, you know, the city agency is dealing with all of the elected officials on different items and on different topics. So the truth is, all 4 of our elected officials that hit this area, when I say 4, I mean, there's more obviously with the BP and such. But look, we've got city council, state assembly, you've got state senate, and you've got
Right.
Congress. So when you go to the line, down the line in that location, you've got Eric Dinowitz, Jeff Dinowitz, who have already been vocal about this area. I believe
Right.
they had their own particular event, calling for it. And then you have State Senator Biaggi and Bowman and Congressman Bowman. So if you contact all 4 of their offices and have your social committee contact their offices and,
We're in the
hopefully they can
process.
follow up with the agency. Good.
We're in the process
just-
of doing that. And
And Lee, I
um,
know you're going to be persistent in doing it, but.
yes, I'm a
just-
nudger. You
That's
know
it.
that.
I do know that. So stay on, just continue to stay on top of them until they do. Obviously, right now, there's an acting DOT Bronx commissioner.
Right.
That's Keith Kalb. I'm sure you've seen him over the years. But in a few weeks, there's going to be, a transition. And we
Right.
don't know if the current DOT commissioner, Hank Gutman, if he's going to stay or not. We don't know.
Right. And you don't think the borough president is going
Oh,
to be?
absolutely. I think
Okay,
you should
so
definitely contact Vanessa
Contact
Gibson.
Vanessa. Okay.
She's going to end up dealing with DOT on a host of issues. She's a council member right now.
Right.
So she's very familiar with DOT, and I'm sure, her office can push them as well.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And we'll come back to this issue and you can give us an update on it.
My big issue is trying to get through to the elected officials.
Some are easier than others.
Yes, I found that out. Since I'm
Some are more
not
responsive than
familiar
others.
with the Bronx people, I'm more familiar with Manhattan. I can
Okay.
get through to Manhattan, but not the
Yes.
Bronx as easily.
I can tell you, I can probably guess who you did get in touch with and who you didn't, but
Yeah, I guess.
Shady, Dan, very shady.
yeah, no. Oh, Marielle, guess
Hi.
Marielle. Well, thank you. You were hiding in the corner of my screen. I'm on a 13-inch laptop right now, so it's hard to catch. Marielle, do you want to offer any advice on this topic? What's a good way to kind of get DOT to push on an issue where we've already moved forward a resolution?
I feel like the only things I've ever heard that work are persistence, to be honest, and
Mhm.
making sure that the elected officials are aware of the issue and having them push as well. But I think you're doing everything correctly, because I know the community board also can put it forward to DOT to do the traffic study. But has that been
Mhm.
done? I'm
That's
sorry I
what
missed
they
it.
want to do for this one.
Yeah, so you have to request a study, and I know that also takes
No,
time.
they're in the process of doing it. Assemblyman Dinowitz has put in a request, and that's going to
Okay.
be, God knows how long that's going to take.
Yeah, I would just say like persistence is key, and then that's it, because everything that you're
Mhm.
doing is right.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
sorry if I missed that piece. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Do we
I'm
have?
looking at the wrong screen, that's why.
Oh, yeah, no, all good, all good. Okay, any other folks want to raise any new business or outstanding business?
Just for our minutes, Karen joined us, if you didn't
Oh,
see.
hey, yep, I saw
Yeah.
Karen. I
Sorry.
added Karen on the attendance list, and yep, good to see you, Karen.
Thank you.
Okay, so good, that's great. So we're only missing a couple folks then. And I think that's about it. Speaking of minutes, I do owe folks minutes, which it's funny because I typed up, I just haven't edited them. So I'm gonna endeavor to just, it's funny because I type as I go, I just haven't edited them. So I owe a few minutes to the committee,
Mhm.
which I will hopefully get out to you guys. Actually, I think we're just gonna sit for 15 minutes and do this shortly. Any other items before we end the meeting? Okay, I want to thank the service providers for coming out today. Jeanette Reed, I think she already stepped out, but thank you, Jeanette, for coming out. Josue, Marielle, thank you, everyone. Happy holidays to all, no matter what you celebrate. Enjoy the season. And we will see
Thank
you
you.
in the new year.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Take
Take
care,
care,
Happy
everybody.
holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.